Rules of the road. The objective of this lecture is to understand the rules of the road and to adapt the ways to drive safely. The key modules of this lecture are rules and regulations of freeways, traffic offences and crashes, planning for a suitable route, eco-friendly driving. We will start from the first module, rules and regulations of the freeways. A freeway, also known as a highway, is a multi-lane road specifically designed for the smooth flow of traffic. Driving on freeways is different from driving on other roads because there is a high volume of traffic traveling at high speeds. On freeways, the traffic in opposite direction will be separated by a central median or a barrier mostly made up of concrete. Traffic moves in both directions without stops as there are no intersections, traffic signals, sharp bends or curves, or pedestrian crossings. Drivers can enter and exit freeways using the entry and exit ramps that allow vehicles to seamlessly merge into or pull out of traffic. Driving on freeways can be more challenging because the traffic moves at a faster speed. Drivers unfamiliar with the route, fatigued drivers, fast-moving vehicles, and other maneuvers of vehicles such as frequent lane changing, tailgating, sudden slowing or stopping are all inherent risks when driving on the freeway. Moreover, on the freeway, the perception, reaction, and stopping distance are also more. Therefore, while driving on a freeway, motorists should be alert, attentive, and be aware of their surroundings. They should consider other types of vehicles such as trucks, buses, and motorcycles. The speed limit of heavy vehicles is lower compared to light vehicles, and their usage is also controlled. Heavy vehicles have dedicated lanes on the freeways which are clearly defined with the help of traffic signs. In order to comply with the rules and to stay safe on the road, heavy vehicles must follow the lane discipline. Likewise, other road users must be careful, as the heavy vehicles have huge blind spots around them. According to law, motorcycles below 80 cc are not allowed on freeways due to safety reasons. Motorcyclists riding on freeways should maintain the optimum lane position which allows them to see and be seen. The better visibility will help them to see well ahead to anticipate the situation and plan accordingly. Similarly, other vehicle drivers must be careful and try to stay away from the motorcyclists for their utmost safety. In general, there are certain procedures to be followed in order to use the freeways safely for all types of motor vehicles. It is very important to be careful while entering the freeway, traveling on the freeway, leaving the freeway. Let's start with entering the freeway. Freeways normally have entry or acceleration ramps which give time for the motorists to gain or adjust the speed while entering the freeway. On these ramps, there is also a sign that indicates the beginning of freeway. Apart from this, there is also a sign for merging traffic. Motorists should be careful about speed limits and curves on the entry ramps. The following steps can help the motorists to enter the freeway smoothly and safely. Check the current flow of traffic on the freeway while approaching the entry ramp. Avoid stopping on the entry ramp unless it is necessary. Maintain a safe separation gap according to the type of vehicle. Turn on the indicator. Adjust the speed on the entry ramp for smooth and safe merging into the freeway. Check mirrors and blind spots. Change the lane when it is safe to do so. After entering the freeway, check mirrors again and increase the speed gradually to match with the traffic stream and turn off the indicator. Traveling on the freeway. Once you enter the freeway safely and smoothly, you are a part of the fast-moving traffic stream. You must take necessary safety precautions while driving on a freeway, as its relevant hazards are different from the other roads. Let's understand what motorists should or should not do while traveling on freeways. While traveling on freeways, motorists are advised to always plan the journey well in advance and allow plenty of time to reach the destination. To be safe and to keep others safe, always select an appropriate lane according to the situation. Observe the traffic signs well. Use the directional and guide signs to choose the appropriate lane well in advance. Watch the variable message signs, as it may advise the motorists of potential hazards on the freeway. Drive at a speed that is under the legal speed limit and will not interfere with the traffic already present on the freeway. Maintain a circle of safety around your vehicle. Use the mirrors frequently, and before changing lanes, make sure to perform the shoulder check to see the vehicles in your blind spot. While traveling on a freeway, motorists should not violate the legal speed limit of the freeway, should not reverse or drive against the flow of traffic, should not operate a non-motorized vehicle on or near a freeway, should not use the far left lane unless overtaking, should not stop or park on the hard shoulder except in case of an emergency, should not pick or drop anybody on the freeway. In addition to these, while driving on freeways, motorists must consider speed limits on freeway, lane discipline, freeway services like rest areas, lay-by, etc., freeway speed limits. Speed limits are usually higher on the freeways, so it can be quite demanding for the motorists, especially for the novice drivers. Therefore, motorists must adapt the speed according to the situation. Usually the speed limits on freeways are light motor vehicle 120 km per hour, heavy vehicles 80 km per hour, minimum speed 60 km per hour. No one is authorized to exceed the maximum speed limit except the emergency vehicles. Therefore, motorists should drive within the speed limit to avoid any accident or traffic violation. At the same time, motorists must not drive below the set minimum speed limit during normal conditions, as it may disrupt the traffic and can lead to a hazardous situation. Important rule: vehicles must not be driven below the set minimum speed or at an unnecessary slow speed which will impede or block the normal and reasonable movement of traffic. Article 40 Executive Bylaw, UAE Federal Traffic Law No. 21, 1995. Now let's learn an important aspect of driving, that is lane discipline. Lane discipline is choosing the correct lane at the appropriate time and keeping the vehicle within the lines of the chosen lane. Lack of lane discipline is one of the leading causes of fatal accidents. It can also cause the motorists to involve in a road rage and may attract fines. Bad lane discipline is usually the result of lack of observation, wrong anticipation, poor planning. Therefore, motorists must plan well in advance and select an appropriate lane to maintain the lane discipline at all times. In order to select the appropriate lane, they should always drive in a lane that gives them better vision and space around their vehicle. On the freeways, the basic rule for lane selection is very simple. Motorists can join the road at a safe speed to merge in lane 1, which is the first driving lane. After joining lane 1, if motorists wish to drive at a faster speed or to move away from a heavy vehicle travelling in lane 1, then they will need to overtake by using lane 2. To do this manoeuvre safely, they must use the indicator to show their intention, check their mirrors and blind spots. To move further from lane 2 to lane 3, they should allow the same procedure and must ensure that other vehicles will not be obstructed and should match with the speed of vehicles in lane 3. Similarly, the higher number lanes, like lane 4 and lane 5 or above, can be used to overtake the obstructing or slow-moving vehicles. Motorists must move back to the lower number lane as soon as they have space around them, as it is safer for them to continue in that lane. Always be patient in traffic queues and avoid changing lanes unnecessarily. Freeway services. Driving continuously for long hours, especially on freeways, could be dangerous for drivers. Therefore, it is advisable to take at least a 15-minute break every 2 hours. Drivers can stop at rest areas to take rest or use the freeway services. These areas are available at different intervals on freeways. Motorists can spot them easily with the help of relevant signs with countdown markers along the way. One of the safest places to stop on a freeway is the gas station. Usually there are many other services available besides a gas station, like mini-mart and fast food outlets, mosque, rest area, automobile repair shop, air compressor and radiator water hose, short-term parking. Apart from this, Road and Transport Authority has built rest areas and lay-bys for heavy vehicles on major highways. Heavy vehicle drivers can stop in these areas to take long or short breaks, wait during the restricted timings, and check their load or vehicles. Leaving the freeway. Just like entry ramps, freeways have exit ramps also for the drivers to exit safely without obstructing other traffic. In this region, the exits are located on the right side of the freeway. It is good to know that exit ramps on Emirates route have a numbered system, which shows the exit numbers and the approximate distance of that exit from the starting point of the route. This is mentioned to help motorists to plan well in advance. When preparing to exit the freeway, motorists must plan early and should check the mirrors, observe the speed, Check the road signs carefully, turn on the indicator, check the blind spots, position the vehicle in the deceleration lane. While approaching the deceleration lane, motorists may reduce the speed gradually to match with the speed limit of the deceleration lane. At the end of the freeway, motorists will find a sign that indicates end of the freeway. While using curved exit ramps on freeway, motorists must be extra careful. After leaving the freeway, they should check the speed limit of the new road, check mirrors, and adjust with the traffic stream. Due to any reason, if motorists miss the desired exit, they should not panic, but stay calm. They are advised to continue driving to the next available exit ramp for exiting. It is obviously illegal and extremely dangerous to reverse or turn suddenly at the last moment on the freeway. Motorists may use interchanges to change their direction of travel. An interchange is a kind of junction which facilitates the drivers to change their position towards various directions by using different ramps without directly crossing other traffic streams. Interchanges are often complex and can be confusing to new drivers. There are different types of four-way interchanges. The typically used interchanges in the UAE are cloverleaf interchange, arterial interchange, cloverleaf interchange. Cloverleaf interchanges resemble the leaves of a four-leaf clover when viewed from above. In fact, it is a junction of roads intersecting at different levels with connecting section to proceed in either direction on either freeways. In other words, a cloverleaf interchange is a two-level interchange in which left turns are handled by ramps or slip roads. Cloverleaf interchanges require only one bridge between the main perpendicular route, and it does not require a traffic signal. However, weaving is a major shortcoming of cloverleaf interchanges. Weaving is the result of placing an exit ramp a short distance after an entry ramp, causing conflicting traffic movement. In order to alleviate congestion and to accommodate increased traffic volume, engineers have designed a geometric configuration intersection which is known as an arterial interchange. Arterial interchange. Arterial interchange is a new development along major freeway corridors. In Dubai, Road and Transport Authority have constructed arterial interchanges on many freeways to provide comprehensive improvements. An arterial interchange is a high-capacity intersection. These intersections often have 3 or more through lanes, and 4 left turns, double or triple lanes are used. To use an arterial interchange safely, plan to deal properly with interchanges. Keep watching the overhead directional signs and position the vehicle carefully. Use indicators early to show your intention. Watch the traffic movement and, if required, make an appropriate adjustment to avoid intercepting other vehicles while entering or exiting. Always check the mirrors and blind spots. Freeway emergencies. Now we will learn about freeway emergencies. Motorists are not allowed to stop, wait, or park on a freeway unless it is an emergency. Freeway emergencies include any sudden, unexpected, or impending situation that forces the motorists to stop the vehicle for something that requires urgent attention and remedial action. If motorists need to stop on the freeway, they must stop in the hard shoulder. Some of the common emergencies that compel the motorists to stop on the freeway are vehicle breakdown, tire blowout, other emergencies. Let's learn in detail how to deal with these emergencies in a safe manner. Vehicle breakdown. Vehicle breakdown on the highway is dangerous and can sometimes create a hazardous situation. In case of vehicle breakdown, motorists should take the following steps to keep everyone safe. Warn other road users about the situation by switching on the hazard lights. Pull over onto the hard shoulder of the freeway and keep the vehicle as far as possible from the road. Stop the vehicle with the front tires turned towards right and keep the hazard lights on. It could be dangerous to stay in the vehicle, therefore leave the vehicle through the right-hand side door and make sure that the passengers too do the same. Motorists may lift the bonnet or boot lid to show others that there is an emergency. To be seen by others, wear a reflective jacket. It is always recommended to carry at least 2 in a vehicle. In case there are no street lights on the road, or if it is difficult to be seen, place the reflective triangular sign behind the vehicle at least 50 meters away for safety. You can approximately measure 50 meters by taking 65 average steps. For the utmost safety of everyone, the driver and the passengers should stay as away as possible from the traffic. Due to any reason, if it is not safe to stay out, The driver can sit inside the vehicle, but only on the right side passenger seat with the seatbelt fastened. Point to remember: never stand in front of the vehicle or attempt to repair it. Call and wait for assistance. Tire blowout. One of the most common emergencies that drivers may encounter on the freeway is a tire blowout. Unlike a flat tire, which involves a slow loss of air pressure, blowout causes the tire to lose pressure rapidly. If a front tire blows out, the vehicle will strongly swerve in the direction of the blowout. Therefore, motorists must react quickly and effectively. If a tire blows out suddenly, keep a firm grip on the steering wheel and compensate for the pulling to the right side gradually. Avoid slamming on the brake pedal, as it can cause the vehicle to skid and lose control. Take your foot off the accelerator pedal and let the vehicle slow down automatically. When the speed is under control, use the brake pedal if needed to pull the vehicle off the road. Stop as far to the right as possible to be in the safest place. Make sure to leave enough room to change the tire, considering the side of the blown-off tires, either right or left. Engage the parking brake and turn on the hazard lights. Remember, do not consider changing the tire if it is not safe to do so. In such cases, call and wait for assistance. Other emergencies. In case of facing any other emergencies like collision or accident, engine overheating, object falling, spilled cargo, motorists should make sure that they are not endangering the lives of other road users. They should follow the safety procedure to pull over and out of traffic if possible. Once the emergency is over, the motorists may return to the freeway. The procedure to return from the hard shoulder to the freeway to safely return to the freeway after pulling onto the shoulder in an emergency. Motorists should wait until there is a large gap in the traffic. Once the safe gap is available, motorists may increase the speed while still on the shoulder. Motorists should check mirrors, turn on the indicator, check blind spots for other vehicles, and then move into the nearest lane when it is safe. After entering the traffic stream safely, turn off signal, check the center mirror, and increase the speed to match with the freeway traffic. To minimize the emergencies on a freeway, before beginning the journey, motorists should make sure that vehicle is fit to carry out a long journey. Vehicle has enough oil and coolant. The tire pressure is accurate in all the wheels, including the spare wheel. Vehicle has enough fuel, at least to take it to the next filling station. If the vehicle is loaded, make sure the load is properly restrained or secured. Remember, motorists should plan early, obey the speed limit, and watch out for signs and road markings to reach the destination safely. Traffic offences and crashes. In this module, we'll learn about common traffic accidents and offences. Traffic offence is a violation of statute, ordinance, or rule relating to traffic movement and control. It can be a civil breach or a crime that results in some form of penalty. The penalties for traffic offences include fines, black points or demerit points, licence suspension or cancellation, vehicle confiscation, or a punishment decided by the court. Some motorists commit these traffic offences deliberately, such as overspeeding, jumping a red traffic light, driving without a seatbelt, or parking their vehicle where it is not legal. However, it is common knowledge that according to the law, ignorance is no defence. Some of the most common road traffic offences are overspeeding, sudden swerving or changing lane abruptly, not maintaining the lane discipline, not maintaining safe distance, illegal overtaking, driving without seatbelt, using cell phone, parking in non-designated areas. Motorists who violate the traffic rules do not primarily lack driving skills, but lack a positive attitude towards social responsibilities. Therefore, motorists should take the effective steps to change their attitude towards traffic safety. Otherwise, more serious driving offences could lead to an accident, which may result in injury, fatality, or property damage. Common traffic accidents. Research has proven that 96% of road traffic crashes occur due to human error, which means they do not follow traffic rules and regulations and in turn commit traffic offences. Other reasons for accidents include weather condition, vehicle condition, road condition, random act of fate. The severity of the accident varies with the type of collision. In this region, the most common types of collisions are side impact collision, rear end collision, run-off road collision, front collision. Side impact collision. Side collisions are vehicle crashes where the side of one or more vehicles are impacted. These crashes often occur on multi-lane road, at intersections, or in parking lots. In most of these cases, side impact collisions occur on multi-lane roads when motorists change their lane without observing the vehicle in their blind spots. This accident results in vehicle damage and occupant's injury. However, the severity of a side impact collision varies depending on speed of the vehicle, safety features of the vehicle, type of the vehicle, and mass of the vehicle. Let's see how to avoid side impact collisions. Motorists need to be aware that every vehicle has its blind spots and that these are always different as it depends on the type, size, and shape of the vehicle. Some manufacturers have developed blind spot information system known as BLIS. It is designed to help motorists to detect the vehicle in their blind spot zone when changing lanes. However, it is always recommended to check over the shoulder before changing the lane to prevent a side collision. Run-off road collision. A run-off road collision, also known as single vehicle collision, occurs when a vehicle leaves the roadway unintentionally. The factors that lead to a run-off road collision are loss of steering control, misjudging the sharpness of a curve, attempting to avoid collision with another road user or animal, distraction, fatigue, or drowsiness. In a run-off accident, the vehicle leaves the tarmac road and runs off the road. A run-off road accident can involve a single or even more vehicles hitting a roadside object. If the vehicle collides with a fixed object, it may cause the vehicle to roll over, resulting in serious injuries or fatalities. Motorists may avoid rolling over by driving in a straight line and keeping a firm grip on the steering wheel. To prevent a run-off road collision, motorists must drive with utmost care and in a controlled manner. Rear-end collision. A rear-end collision is a traffic accident where a vehicle crashes into another vehicle in front of it. Rear-end collisions often occur at traffic lights, roundabouts, and T intersections. The common factors for rear-end collisions are lack of attentiveness, lack of anticipation and planning, not leaving enough safe distance, distractions, adverse road conditions. However, on multi-lane roads, this accident occurs due to tailgating or not maintaining enough safe distance. In general, the motorists of the vehicle at the tail end of the other vehicle are mostly considered to be at fault due to not leaving enough following distance. In the case of a rear-end collision, even at a moderate speed, a typical medical consequence is whiplash injury, whereas in most severe cases it can cause a serious injury or fatality. Motorists may avoid rear-end accidents by always driving with appropriate safe distance and attentiveness. Front collisions. A front collision is also known as a head-on collision. It occurs when the front ends of two vehicles collide into each other. It mostly occurs on two-way roads and sometimes at junctions. The main cause of a front collision is that motorists disobey the traffic rules and regulations, lose the vehicle control due to some reason. Although head-on collisions are not as frequent as rear or side collisions, they often involve serious injuries or fatalities as the two vehicles collide each other with greater force. Motorists can avoid a head-on collision by always driving in their lane and by following safe driving principles. Planning for a suitable route. In this module, you will learn about the importance of planning a suitable route and the ways to do so. An early planning for suitable route encourages safe, healthy, and sustainable journey, which makes a positive contribution to the community and the environment. By planning a suitable route, motorists can save time, money, fuel, and traffic congestion. Nowadays, it is obvious that the traffic congestion in most countries is on the increase and is growing as metropolitan areas are becoming bigger. The traffic situation becomes worse during peak hours, One of the main reasons for traffic jams is that most of the people prefer using their own vehicles instead of public transportation. Traffic congestion can lead to motorists becoming frustrated and engaging in road rage. Stressful driving can also cause the motorists to make mistakes, resulting in minor, major, or deadly road accidents. Although traffic congestion is inevitable, there are ways to minimize the involvement in the congestion and to reach the destination on time. Some of the methods to deal with traffic congestion are giving enough time for journey, selection of the best route, detours to avoid congestion, giving enough time for journey. One of the biggest challenges during a journey is to reach the destination in time. Therefore, motorists should always plan their journey in advance to avoid traffic jams or speeding on the road to reach the destination in time. Motorists can also make slight changes in their travel time to reach their destination quickly and safely. It is common knowledge that the opening and closing times of offices and schools are the peak travel times. So, if possible, motorists should avoid traveling during these hours. But if they must travel during peak hours, they should allow enough time for the travel. For instance, if motorists know that their journey requires 30 minutes, they should allow for additional time for traffic, parking, and any other unexpected delay. Allowing enough time will help to reach the destination in time without any panic and delay. Apart from this, motorists may plan their journey to reach their destination safely by sharing the driving whenever possible, ensuring that the vehicle is well maintained, ensuring that they are not impaired by alcohol or any drug, making sure that they are well rested, avoiding driving in peak sleepiness periods. In case motorists get stuck in traffic jams or in an unpredictable traffic situation, they should not panic. Be patient and think it is truly beyond their control. Practice some deep breathing exercises to stay calm and feel more focused. Avoid distraction and pay attention to the speed and movements of the vehicles around. Stay in the lane unless they need to exit or turn somewhere. Listen to traffic reports to understand the cause and severity of the jam. Consider an alternative route. Selection of the best route. Every journey should be a managed journey. Motorists should plan their journey by considering type of the road hazards, traffic density, other high-risk features such as schools or busy shopping centers. This would help the motorists to make the trip as safe and pleasurable as possible. Detour to avoid congestion. The obvious and easy option to avoid traffic congestion would be to take a detour. However, motorists should not act impulsively. Before deciding to take a detour, they should consider the following: whether the alternative routes are well familiar, whether the chosen directions are the best options considering the speed and traffic lights, whether the detour path is free of congestion. If the alternative route is safe to continue, motorists may make the detour. However, motorists should remember that using a different route than the usual might mean going around a longer way to reach the destination, but it is still preferable than getting stuck in the traffic jam. To select the best alternate route, there are several devices which the motorists can utilize, like electronic signs for road conditions and upcoming obstructions, radio stations that provide periodic traffic reports, many smartphone applications that give up-to-date traffic information, GPS navigation devices to guide on a detour. However, motorists should make sure that they have set these devices before beginning their journey. Eco-friendly driving. In this module, you'll learn about eco-friendly driving. Eco-friendly driving is the practice of driving in a way that reduces fuel consumption, emission of the greenhouse gas, carbon dioxide, and accident rates. It is an efficient way of driving that suits modern engine technology. The smart, smooth, and safe driving techniques lead to an average fuel saving of 5 to 10%. Eco-friendly driving offers benefits to the motorists of light vehicles, heavy vehicles, buses, and motorcycles. Many countries have adapted this driving style to reduce fuel consumption, CO2 emission, local air quality pollutants, noise, vehicle repair and maintenance cost, driver and passenger stress, accident rate. Generally, this safer driving behavior can be achieved from an anticipatory driving style, reduced speeding, a less stressful and aggressive driving style, less overtaking. There is much advice that motorists follow to get the financial, environmental, and safety benefits. Some of the techniques can be observed before beginning the journey, while others can be followed while driving. Let's see how to keep the vehicle prepared for eco-friendly driving. Regularly service the vehicle. Always keep the engine tuned. Check the tire pressure regularly. Low tire pressure consumes more fuel. To make a real difference while driving, motorists should avoid overloading the vehicle, improve aerodynamic efficiency by closing the windows, drive smoothly by accelerating gently, scan road ahead and decelerate accordingly to avoid unnecessary braking. In case of driving a manual transmission vehicle, select the higher gear as soon as possible. For the best performance, always keep the engine speed below 3000 RPM. Maintain a steady speed. Driving between 80 and 100 km per hour means the emission is the lowest. If safe to do so, use cruise control to drive more efficiently. Always reverse park into the bay as it's easy and safe to drive out forward. Fuel can also be saved as reverse maneuvering with a cold engine consumes more fuel. Consider the time of the day to avoid frequent stops and to avoid going through heavy traffic. Always drive safely and remember to follow the rules of the road.